Welcome back, everybody, at Sport Federation TV. It's great to have you along. In the studio with me, Hishaam Ally from Western Cape, Practical Shooting. Hishaam, we've had you online via the online platforms. You've, of course, been in the studio before. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start with that. I mean, we haven't seen you in the studio for probably 3 years. COVID came along and it pretty much gave everybody a very hard time. Are you guys back on track?
We're back on track, so much so, just from a high level, South Africa. Currently now as we speak, we've got 44 athletes going over to Thailand to compete in the World Shoot. It's happening now at the end of November, end of November, first week in December. And we're hoping that everything of the best for the guys and bring home some hardware.
Okay, we're going to have to get all that in a second. I mean, it sounds to me like you've gone from zero to hero very quickly. Let's start at ground level.
Okay.
Clubs. Well, let's start from folks that have never watched before. Okay. Practical shooting. Of course, we know we've spoken to Karina de Beer, the president of Western Cape Shooting, many times. Last year, you had a shooter, in fact, who was the provincial sportsman of the year. I mean, you guys are busy at a club level. For the folks that are watching for the first time, what is the difference? Practical shooting, how does one understand that?
In less than 30 seconds.
No, we've got time.
Practical shooting originated in the 50s, and it was only in 1967 that it evolved, that it really got a constitution. And in 67, subsequent to that, defensive pistol shooting evolved into a sport.
Right.
And so now we've got 100 regions or 100 countries affiliated to the sport, and you know, it's from each continent across the world. And so what it basically is you're given a challenge.
Right.
A challenge is basically, think about it. You could have a situation where you're sitting in a car.
Yes.
And there's multiple targets that you need to engage.
Yeah.
Open up the door, grab your firearm, engage the multiple targets. There's multiple targets, there's penalty targets, there's steel targets, there's moving targets, there's doors, windows, barricades, the lot.
So it could be anything.
It could be anything, and that's the challenge that we put you, and that's why it's called practical shooting.
Yeah.
We remember it was defensive, how to defend yourself,
yes,
which evolved into a sport.
Yeah.
And as a result, we still engage these types of principles. And so we generally have clubs in the Western Cape. There's clubs from Mitchell's Plain to Scottish Kloof to Table Mountain to Falls Bay out there. And these are the various clubs in the Cape Peninsula.
Is it all pistol?
We shoot pistol, 9mm pistol.
Yeah.
We shoot pistol carbine as well. We shoot shotgun. We shoot rifle.
Right.
And those are generally the 4 disciplines. And within those 4 disciplines, you get different types of firearms. So you could get what is called production, which is a firearm off the shelf. Buy it off the shelf and you can shoot production.
Right.
That's it. You get a pistol, which is a production firearm. And perhaps next time I should come with a few
well, yeah, I'm just wondering. Well, do you see, the thing that for me that goes to my mind is the minute we start talking practical shooting, for some other reason, I'm picturing Mel Gibson in a 9mm Parabellum. And I'm wondering, how practical is that? You know, we see, when we think practical shooting, the things that we see in the movies, all the action and shooting and it's quick and so on, is that real?
Let's put it this way. Much of what they have today in the movies, they have professional coaches from our discipline, IPSC discipline, that coaches them.
Right.
And we developed a program where during the year, for instance, you spoke about open days. So for instance, twice a year we have open days.
Right.
That's where we educate people with firearms. We educate I'm big on this, because what actually happens if there's an intruder or there's an incident, they first go after the male.
Right.
They tie him up. They keep him subdued. the wife. Let's train the wife.
Right, right.
What happens? You know, so we also train on an open day what happens. Meaning, how does a firearm react?
Yes.
How does a handgun react compared to a shotgun?
Yes.
How does that react compared to a rifle?
Yeah.
And we teach people how to respect a firearm and the safety around firearms, and what you should do when you walk into a place and there's a firearm laying on the table. What do you do? How do you handle such a situation?
So you're not just shooting. You're also talking about creating confidence, awareness, and a respect for your tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge. I'll give you an idea. So we're about 50,000 shooters worldwide on a Saturday.
Wow.
If all of them shoots 100 rounds, but most of the time they will shoot 200 rounds, and we've not had any incidences. And what does it tell you? It tells you that we are very, very strict when it comes to safety.
Yeah.
Extremely strict.
Yeah.
And as a result, that carries on throughout your shooting career.
Yeah.
And you respect your tool. You respect your equipment.
Hishaam, for folks that are out there, I mean, shooting is probably not a sport that you start at a young age. You don't start at like a mainstream sport, which is physical and 5 years old and moms and dads pitching up and dropping off the kids. Shooting starts a little bit later.
Yeah, yeah. Because you are involved. The tool that you have is not reusable in the sense that once the firearm shoots a round of ammunition, it's gone.
Yes.
It costs money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And as a result, people works on budgets.
Yes.
So they will only come with 100 rounds.
Right.
Now, if you get another guy that comes with 300 rounds, you can understand how he will progress much faster than the guy with only 100 rounds. Yes, there is ways in which we get around that. There's what we call dry fire.
Yeah.
So those are things that you do inside the house, and you can work with those, and you bring that to a live fire situation and set in an open range.
Yes. Yeah.
Where there are trainers as well, you know, and the sport has developed in such a way that you've got professionals that deals with everything from diets to your athleticism, to your skill set, to your eyes, to your ears. How do you use all of these senses to improve your shooting?
Folks, we are speaking to Hishaam Ally from Western Cape Practical Shooting. When we come back from the break, we're going to ask him a little bit about how do you develop all these elements, and most importantly, how it is that you can find a practical shooting club near you so that you can get involved and join. We'll be back in a sec. Don't go away.